70 years ago at this time, tens of thousands streamed down Kingsway, today's Rajpath, towards a distinct circular building designed and inaugurated by British architects Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Baker, just 10 years earlier. Now, inside the central hall of what would soon be India's independent parliament, there was a hush rarely experienced in the volatile days of India's struggle for independence from 350 years of British rule. At 11 p.m. that evening, India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, articulated the passion of the crowds outside with style and with eloquence. Even to India's generation next, in the diverse, complicated, endearing and ingenious country that we are today, those famous words still hold the capacity to thrill.
Years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation, long suppressed, finds utterance. It is fitting that at this solemn moment we take the pledge of dedication to the service of India and her people, and to the still larger cause of humanity.
Pandit Nehru was sworn in as the new nation's first Prime Minister, reportedly at the request of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi himself. But there were several other illustrious freedom fighters present in the central hall. Men and women who had helped achieve the long-standing dream of packing the British off on the last boat to Southampton. But where was the Mahatma himself? Saddened deeply by the bloody riots of partition into India and Pakistan, which saw more than 1 million people killed both on India's eastern and western borders, he stayed away from the fanfare in Delhi. Instead, he went on a fast and fervently pleaded with Muslims and Hindus in Calcutta, today's Kolkata, to keep peace. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Lal Bahadur Shastri. To the generation of children born at the stroke of that very midnight, all celebrating their 70th birthday, these names are talismanic invocations of that great spirit of unity that brought the immense and stratified country of erstwhile princely states together in a giant wave of solidarity against the British. So were others, like the poet who composed India's national anthem, like the geologist who designed India's national flag, and where are their descendants of today? We at WION decided to trace some of them just for you, and what we found was not always pretty. Let's start at the top with the descendant of Bapu, Mahatma Gandhi himself. Films have been made and dozens of books written on the father of the nation, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, his wife Kasturba, and the immensely disciplined lives that they led in order to free the nation from foreign shackles. India's true first family and the only one that can lay genuine claim to the name Gandhi has an impressive family tree. Mohandas Gandhi and Kasturba had 4 sons. The oldest was Harilal Gandhi. The Mahatma's great-great-grandchildren from Harilal and their progeny live in Canada, the United States, Maharashtra and Gujarat today. They have no links to politics and are mostly professionals in various other fields, ranging from medicine to business management. Consequently, their wealth is from their own incomes, not from siphoning off public money, as many other politicians have done over the 70 years. Manilal Gandhi, Bapu's second son, had 4 children, and the Mahatma's great-great-grandkids from this son too are in South Africa, India and the United States. They are mostly educationists and software professionals, and other than one who is involved in the Gandhi Development Trust, a heritage conservation body, none have anything to do with politics. Ramdas Gandhi, the Mahatma's third son, had actively participated in many of his father's civil protests in South Africa. The great-grandchildren from this son are space scientists, engineers, teachers, doctors, and even lawyers. Ramdas's youngest daughter has assisted in the maintenance of the Bapu Trust and Heritage, but like the other Gandhis, they've kept politics at arm's length, preferring low-profile lives as professionals instead. Now, Raj Mohan, the late Ramchandra and Gopal Krishna Gandhi, sons of the Mahatma's youngest son Devdas, have been visible faces on the Indian political firmament. Raj Mohan Gandhi is a well-liked, if controversial, politician for Delhi's ruling Aam Aadmi Party. He is said to have been among a mob of party workers that attacked the ruling BJP's headquarters in 2014. And the former West Bengal governor Gopal Krishna Gandhi is a senior bureaucrat who lost the vice presidential election to the BJP veteran Venkaiah Naidu just recently. But where exactly are the loved ones of other unsung heroes like, say, Pingali Venkaiah? If that name doesn't even ring a bell, don't blame yourself. The freedom fighter Venkaiah was a geologist and a teacher in Machilipatnam in today's Andhra Pradesh. As a 19-year-old British Army soldier, Venkaiah participated in the Anglo-Boer War in Africa. That is where he first met the Mahatma, and their friendship lasted 50 years. In 1921, Venkaiah came up with the idea of a national flag, and his pattern was chosen. But that was the first and last anyone heard of Venkaiah. Just 15 years after Nehru's stirring Independence Day speech, and even as Nehru's Congress held sway on the Indian political scene, Venkaiah died in abject poverty. Nobody from his own party had bothered about his welfare. WION brings you a special report from Hyderabad correspondent Prasad Bhosekar, who travelled to Andhra Pradesh to visit Pingali Venkaiah's 98-year-old daughter to hear her story and a little secret about the flag that she has divulged to no one but WION.
This huge tricolour on the banks of the Hussain Sagar Lake in Hyderabad city is the second largest flag in the country, the first being at Atari on the Pakistan border. And facing the tricolour on the other side of the Tank Band Road is Pingala Venkaiah himself, immortalised in a statue.
On 15th August this year, we'll be celebrating our 71st Independence Day. And right from first Independence Day on August 15, 1947, our national flag has been our identity. It's also time to remember Pingali Venkaiah, who designed our tricolour. On this occasion, we'll try to trace out his family and know more facets about Pingali Venkaiah.
These are Hyderabadi bikers. They call themselves wanderers. These young people are professionals bound by love for the flag and the country. When most of the country forgot about Pingali on his birthday on August the 2nd, this group made its way here, quietly and without any fanfare. They are here to pay their respects to the man who designed the iconic national flag. We're on our way to Macharla in Andhra's Guntur district. It is about 200 kilometers from Hyderabad. We've heard that some of Pingali Venkaiah's family members live there. Ghantasala Sita Mahalakshmi is Pingali Venkaiah's daughter, and she's here in her older son Narsimham's home. She tells us something not known to anyone yet.
In our endeavour to trace unknown family members of Pingali Venkaiah and to know more about the maker of our tricolour, we have come to Macharla town in Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh, where we met 96-year-old daughter of Pingali Venkaiah and his grandsons.
He was so humble. He never took any credit for making national flag in front of us family members and others. If you ask my memories with him, then I would say he gave me a book with illustrations of flags from different countries. I think he was referring when he was designing our tricolour. Unfortunately, I don't know where I kept that book.
But how, when and why did Pingali Venkaya get the opportunity to design the tricolour? His grandson Narsimham tells us the story. Pingali and some others were once made to salute the British Union Jack in Calcutta, today's Kolkata. That was the day Pingali took a vow to design a national flag of our own.
Our Gandhiji directly he requested our Venkaya Garu at Vijayawada conference, All India Congress meeting, and asked him to design this flag. So within 3 years he designed that flag and presented it to Gandhiji.
In Narsimham's house, there were more unseen treasures awaiting. Rare photographs of Pingali Venkaya, like one with his wife, taken just few months before his death on July 4, 1963. His grandsons have also preserved newspaper cuttings carrying news of his death. It is a cruel irony that such a humble man died in such grueling poverty. The family feels it is time Pingali Venkaya be given the respect due to him. And one fitting tribute would be a posthumous Bharat Ratna.
4 years back, Kiran Kumar Reddy made a resolution to requesting the center for Bharat Ratna, which was not considered because of their political other things. So at least if we can, if the government of India can give posthumously one award for him, something for recognition, even in the courses, students of the new generations should get information on the national flag. And even the Indian National Congress history, it is not mentioned as Pingali Venkaya. They have mentioned only a Telugu youth, which is disrespect to the Telugu people as well as Pingali Venkaya.
Our quest to know more about Venkaya took us to the Bhatla Penumaru village in the Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh, where Venkaya was born. Bhatla Penumaru is one of the most beautiful and scenic hamlets of coastal Andhra.
We are in Bhatla Penumaru village in Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh, and this is the exact place where Pingali Venkaya was born. In his memory, the local villagers have built a community hall, pulling in donations from their personal resources, and they have not taken any help from the politicians or from the government.
This community hall is given out to anyone who wishes to celebrate a family or community occasion at a nominal price.
All our villagers unanimously decided to do something in memory of Pingali Venkaya Garu, who was born here and is the pride of our village. In his memory, we decided to build this community hall by pooling in donations. It cost us rupees 1 crore. Money was never the issue, but we are happy that we could do something for him. This community hall is given out to everyone of any caste or religion to celebrate whatever the occasion.
దాన్ని ₹1 కోటి పైన విలువ చేసే స్మారక భవనం మా గ్రామంలో స్థాపించడం జరిగింది.
Now the villagers feel that the state and central government should do something for the villages of freedom fighters too. Bhatla Penumaru's Sarpanch says a bronze statue should be installed in Amravati, the new capital of Andhra Pradesh.
As the new capital is coming up in Amaravati, we want a bronze statue of Pingali Garu at a prominent place. Also, there should be special funds for villages of freedom fighters. Pingali designed our national flag. He is neglected, but like Pingali, many other such great people too are forgotten. We would also like to have Pakka approach roads leading to our village.
When we took this proposal to the government of Andhra Pradesh, we were told that due respect will be given to Pingali Venkaya in the state's new capital.
Of course, they deserve special focus because, it's something like a Punya Bhumi. The soil that has given birth to such eminent personalities who have sacrificed for our country. But you see, it need not be just one of village that gets a special focus and special attention, but all the villages, especially in our state, under the new government, in our government, what we have devised is a smart village concept. Every village, every village is being connected, internal roads, cement roads, then every household will be given access to internet, and now it has become open defecation free, ODF, drainage system is good, and we have established primary health centers. Children are being provided nutritious food, etc. All villages are getting adequate attention and special focus, and over and above that, villages such as these will definitely be given more attention.
It's time required steps are taken and due respect is given to Pingali Venkaya so that whenever anyone spots the tricolour, the image of Pingali Venkaya should come to mind.
But not all who fought for freedom did so through active participation in the inspiring politics of the time. India's first Nobel laureate, the great Bengal poet and playwright Rabindranath Tagore, was one such man. You are the ruler of the hearts of all people, dispenser of India's fortune. Thy name rouses the hearts of the Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat and Maratha, of the Dravid and Odisha and Bengal. It echoes in the hills of the Vindhyas and Himalayas, mingles in the music of the Yamuna and the Ganga, and is chanted by the waves of the Indian Ocean. Do these rousing words sound familiar? Partition and subsequent state divisions within India may have changed the geography of the lyrics, but they are still sung with pride. Jan Gan Man, India's national anthem, was written by none other than Rabindranath Tagore. Fine arts and politics ran deep in the veins of Tagore's descendants. There were left-wing politicians, women libbers, elocutionists, and even a famous cookbook author who was dubbed India's Mrs. Beaton. The well-known Mumbai actress Sharmila Tagore also traces her ancestry to the Bard of Bengal. But not every Tagore saw the kind of good fortune that the star did. Take Rita Devi, an artist proficient in 7 Indian classical dance forms. Miss Devi is Tagore's great-grandniece. Where is the diva today? Critical in hospital, unable to recognize her own son and incapable of paying the more than 3 lakhs her hospitalization has already cost, and a further 96,000 rupees for the life-saving surgery she urgently needs. WION brings you this special report from Pune, where the sad case of Miss Devi is yet another telling example of how the families of yesterday's heroes have been all but forgotten, even as political dynasties pursue their own giddy careers in Lachin's Delhi.
She is a celebrated classical dancer, one who mastered many styles. Books have been written about her, not only because of her immense grace and talent, but also because 92-year-old Rita Devi is the great-grandniece of none other than India's most famous bard and Nobel laureate, Rabindranath Tagore. The Bard of West Bengal famously returned the knighthood conferred on him by London after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. He penned India's national anthem. But when the country reverberates to millions of Indians singing those words on Independence Day and remember Tagore, few will know of Rita Devi's condition. In the critical care unit of Pune's Jahangir Hospital, her son, 57-year-old Rahul Chatterjee, describes her state.
The progress has been that she has been moved from ICU to CCU, which is critical care unit. And basically the situation is that she has improved, which we are very happy to note, that the response in terms of her awareness, in terms of the eyes opening and this kind of motive is better now. This is clear that there's an improvement in her in the treatment. The only problem is that she's still not in the process of connecting in a cognitive way to the external world right now.
Ritha Devi was admitted earlier this month and her treatment costs about 30,000 rupees a day. She cannot recognize even her own son, who is struggling to raise money to pay the hospital bill. He has designed a website to appeal for donations.
So I designed the website myself, and now that this condition has happened, the home page of the website will give you all the information about her condition. Some of the articles have been quoted. The first article was the Pune Mirror. We'll get the reference there. Another article shows her in the Hindu about her work, her life, her work, and then basically the status. What is her condition as of today? Now I'm going to go to the hospital and find out what the latest report is. Then accordingly, I will update the website so that everyone can learn about what's happening.
As we celebrate the achievements of the previous 70 years, there will be few Indians who will disagree that caring for the families of all those sung and unsung heroes who led the march to independence has not been one of them. Bureau Report, WION.
The stroke of midnight brought in Jawaharlal Nehru's Congress party for an inordinately long spell of governance. In total, the party ruled India on its own or in coalitions for 64 out of 70 years. But more than various party functionaries, it was one single family that dominated Indian politics generation after generation, ensuring that the talismanic name Gandhi stayed to attract votes. A series of dictatorial moves and financial scams took place under the Congress rule, but there's obviously a lot to a name. The Congress's fortunes are currently down, and many members of the extended Gandhi family under the scanner for ill-begotten wealth. And yet, one of the richest political family firms in the world seems determined to keep all other party leaders with potential off the political radar and its own progeny permanently embedded on it. WION takes a look at the powerful, privileged Nehru Gandhis.
Oblivion, penury, those are sorry states which one family is still spared. From the Parsi Gujarati name Gandhi, spelt Ghandi, a fairly common one, to the talismanic Gandhi, the Congress leadership benefits from the name. India's first Prime Minister, Congress co-founder Jawaharlal Nehru contributed much to the nation. But do the bearers of this magic mantra have any of the father of the nation's genes? No. Welcome to the Nehru Gandhis, India's unofficial first family, the name acting as a magic touchstone congressmen and women clutch closest to their political hopes. By a sheer dint of luck, or call it a stroke of fortune, Feroz Gandhi married Indira Priyadarshini, who thus became a Gandhi. We are a family-oriented nation. Thus, and despite the many controversial aspects of Indira Gandhi as Prime Minister, we embraced her two sons, Rajiv and Sanjay, their wives and their children too. Whether of Italian or Indian origin, they bore the right name. Sanjay perished in a tragic air accident while Indira Gandhi was assassinated by her own bodyguards in 1984. Though Rajiv was an airline pilot and wanted to have nothing to do with politics, national grief demanded that he, a son of the famous dynasty, take oath as India's new Prime Minister. When Rajiv too was brutally killed by a suicide bomber, there were no immediate heirs available. His children were still young, his Italian widow Sonia a novice to Indian politics. While she was being groomed, seasoned politician Narasimha Rao warmed the PM's chair. Till such a time when Antonio Albina Maino, better known as Sonia Gandhi, could win an election. Sensibly and sensing that the masses of India may not accept her in the country's highest executive office, it was Dr. Manmohan Singh who was sworn in as Prime Minister. But a decade on, and despite having a host of eligible and capable members in its ranks, the Congress still adamantly clings to its dream of seeing Rahul Gandhi, the dimple darling of eligible young ladies in Delhi, but a fair-skinned, city-bred alien in the remotest corners of India, ascend the throne of Prime Minister. When it comes to candidates for the highest post, surely the time has come for the Congress and its followers to ask what's in a name. After all, it's the substance that ought to count. Bureau Report, WION.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was exactly at 11 p.m. on August 14, 1947 that India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, made his fiery, hope-giving speech heralding India's independence from nearly 350 years of British rule. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when India turns 70 years old, every Indian, old and young, will relive the sheer magic of that night. But for the families of the forgotten heroes, it will be just another day of struggle unless the nation wakes to their plight.